My name's Ranishta. I'm a trainer at Lexis Canada, and today I'm going to be showing you 4 practical guidance tools that will help you not only work on your law school assignments in an easy way, but also achieve better grades with Lexis Canada. Let's dive straight into today's video. As a law student, if you didn't already know this, you will often have to work on multiple assignments for each semester. You might have to draft a legal document for a fictitious client, or you may also have to prepare for a trial, a moot trial for a fictitious case. If you're already panicking and losing sleep about it, calm down. There are tools that you already have access to that will help guide you through your assignment and your projects. So let's say you need to draft a confidentiality agreement for a fictional transaction for a course. The first thing you're going to be doing is to open up Lexis Canada. But for this video, we are not going to be using the legal research page, which is the default landing page. Instead, we are going to the practical guidance page. If you've never used practical guidance before, or perhaps you did use it, but you don't really know what's available in it, the first thing you need to know about practical guidance is that it is not a legal research tool. If you are looking for case law, legislation, or secondary material, that's not where you will go to find it. If you want to find those resources, check out our last few videos on secondary material and primary sources. We talk in there about where you can go to find those materials. So what is practical guidance then? It's a platform that gives you access to resources created to help you apply the law in practice. In today's video, we're going to be looking at which of these resources you'll be able to leverage in working for your assignments. Coming back to our assignment example, the first tool we're going to be addressing today is called practice notes. So what are practice notes? What is their use? Well, these documents, these resources give you a high-level overview of different legal topics and practice. In other words, it tells you what is the applicable case law and legislation, tells you how it applies in practice, and also gives you direction on what you need to do in consequence to those laws. Indeed, the first thing you need to do before you attempt to write anything for this confidentiality agreement is to make sure you know what it is you're doing by seeking out guidance. You might already have some instructions that your instructor, that your teacher has given you on what to include in your document. Look at those first, and then if you know how to work smart, you will seek out additional guidance. The reason why you should be digging for more information is very simple. This way, you will be getting a better understanding of what it is you're doing. And knowing what you're doing, as well as understanding it, will be essential in helping you produce better quality work in a much quicker way. To find practice notes on the platform, you can use one of the following 2 methods. So you can either browse through content by first selecting your practice area in the list on your homepage, and then by selecting the legal topic or task that best corresponds to what you're looking for. You could also do a keyword search using the search bar on the homepage of your practical guidance tool, and then filter for the practice area and by content type for practice notes. Let's open the Confidentiality Fundamentals practice notes. In the Confidentiality Fundamentals practice notes, you'll find that this document explains in what way confidential information may or may not be protected under legislation and case law, both in common law and Quebec civil law. In fact, this practice note even addresses what an express covenant of confidentiality should cover, as well as the protection of confidential information in litigation cases. So these notes can even act as cheat sheet when you'll be working on a mood trial, for example, for a course, or when you'll be working on real client matters in your law clinics or during your internships. A word of caution is necessary here because, well, while the content in practical guidance gets updated regularly, you should never, ever use anything in our practice notes without checking first that the legislation and the case law cited in those practice notes, in those documents, is current, is still applicable. If there are any changes to case law or to legislation, it might take a few days for the documents on our platform to be updated. If you haven't done your due diligence and you're not aware of the recent developments that took place, well, once you get your assignment, you'll be in for a very bad surprise and a very bad grade. In fact, it should be customary for you to fact-check any resources you're using to make sure that the information you're getting is not out of date. To do that on our platform, you can simply check the date the document was last updated by locating the last updated date at the bottom of a document. You could also quickly access the legislation and case law cited with the links we've provided in the related content box. Once you're on a case or on a piece of legislation, note it up. And when it comes to legislation, check the currency of the legislation. While you are looking at those cases and legislation though, don't forget to read the full text. Once you've sufficiently informed yourself by reading the practice notes that are relevant to your task at hand, it's time to write your document. However, instead of spending time wondering how you're going to be wording a specific clause, or wondering how even to start writing your document, we are going to act smart and use a template instead. As it turns out, practical guidance star content collection is templates, and you will find those in the platform under the content types for clauses and precedents. Let's choose precedents. As you can see in the result list, there are quite a few confidentiality agreements we can choose from, depending on the circumstances of our fictional client matter. In this instance, we will choose the template that is pro-disclosure. Once in the template, you'll notice that there is a summary section at the top of the document. You can click on it to get an overview of what the template is for and to make sure you choose the correct document. Bear in mind, however, that if your teacher expressly asks you not to use templates or not to even look at any templates for your assignment, then obviously you shouldn't be looking at templates for your assignment. However, if you are in the clear to use a template, then there's no reason why you shouldn't be. Actually, your teacher might even have given you a few templates themselves for a reference or for use. And if they did, use those too. Next, if you will be using the text of your template, don't simply fill out the template in question and call it a day. No. What you're going to be doing is that you'll need to read through that text, through the template, and see if there are any clauses, any sections of a document that need to be amended or have additional clauses added to it to better serve the interest of your client. To do that, you can use the drafting notes and the additional or optional clauses that are included in our templates in line with the text to figure out which section of the text requires modifications. Indeed, you'll find in those drafting notes explanation of where and how you should be modifying a document according to the circumstances of your case. You could also find in there warnings of possible issues that could arise, as well as advice on how to draft the document to avoid those issues. And when a drafting note relates to an additional clause or an optional clause, well, it will tell you when, how, and why you should be adding that clause in your document. If you'd like to get more information and guidance on how you can modify and customize your document for your client matter, well, you can refer to the tables and checklists available on the platform. These are going to be our third and fourth tools. You can find relevant tables and checklists to your task or topic at hand by either browsing through the results page obtained with your initial search, or by looking at the related content box in the template or practice notes you've already found. There are different kinds of tables that you can find on the platform. Some of them will allow you to compare legislation and or rules across different jurisdictions for a specific task or topic. Those are called table of concordance. Sometimes you'll even get tables that will discuss the different elements you should consider when drafting a document, such as the one on screen, which you can easily access under the flowchart option in the related content box next to the template we used for this demonstration. As for checklists, this content type will be useful when you need to do a final check of your assignment, since it will be highlighting the main elements or the main steps of the task or the process you are working on for your assignment. If you'd like to learn more about the tools and resources that are mentioned in this video, check out the description box below. Additionally, you could also go and sign up for a training session on our website, or talk to one of your librarians or professors about setting up a training session for your class. Finally, if your law school has a law school student associate that represents LexisNexis, well, you could also reach out to them for help. So that's it for this video. I hope you found this useful, and I wish you good luck on your assignment. You can do this.